Peters. Hand off to Terrence Miller. He breaks a tackle, gets outside again, and he's gone again. There's no flags. Miller this time is going 61 yards.
Proudly presents the goal kicker.
The drum majors tonight are Christy Keith and Tom Kraus. And they've out of the 350 teams at the UTA drum camp, they were chosen as the outstanding drum majors this year. Kids have really worked hard at camp, and they get together once or twice a week to practice. Said the kids worked really hard together at camp. We're practicing for this big day, 1984 season.
Ready for kickoff, and Wes, get us going here.
Okay, Don Harvey will be back after the game to give us his assessment of the entire game. And the Farmers are going to kick off and defend the goal to your left here in the second half. Glenn Morrow will kick to Chad Crow and Chris Naughton standing back on their 5-yard line. Farmers with a 6-0 lead. Good yardage in favor of the Farmers, and we'll take a look at the statistics for the first half in just a few minutes. The golf team also played this past weekend in the Denton Invitational, and let's take a look at how they fared in that one. John Bader had a 76-77 on the 2 days. Marvin King 78-77. Wes Favors, you see the rest of the field there. The team finished in 10th place out of 33 teams, 315 and 314. And Rob Veal, the coach, talked with a couple of the players on his team about this past weekend and about the rest of the season.
John, you're a sophomore at Louisville. How do you think you did at the tournament last Thursday and Friday in Denton?
Well, I'm pretty happy with it. The conditions weren't the greatest. It was pretty windy, and the second day I had a 77. I messed up on the last two holes, but Other than that, it was pretty good.
Well, John, you've got a couple more years ahead of you. How does it look like you're going to do in the future times?
Well, hopefully pretty good. We're going to, me and some friends on the team, we're going to go to the OSU golf camp this summer, and we're going to play in some junior tournaments, go to some out-of-state tournaments this summer, and hopefully pretty good.
Well, Marvin King, a junior at Louisville, played some good golf this last week at Denton. Marvin, and how do you think it looks for the future for you?
Well, if we have a few people during district and upcoming tournaments that shoot what they're doing right by now, and we have one person that shoots better than his average, we should do real good.
Well, Marvin, we got a big tournament tomorrow at Garland called Veal. How do you think the team looks for that tournament?
I don't know. I hear it's a tight course, and I'm slicing my ball everywhere. I don't know.
Well, Marvin, you got one day to prepare for it. How do you think you're going to do?
I'm going to win it. Definitely win it.
According to Coach Rob Veal, who took a camera with him to Sherrill Park where district was held, the golfers were not the only ones on the course, and here's a look at that. Nice bit of camera work there by Rob Veal at the golf tournament, the district tournament for 12-5A.
As in any sport, maintenance of sport equipment is a must. You, as a golf professional, realize that badly worn grips lead to a badly played game. Therefore, you must convince your customers of the need for new grips, which in turn will aid in improving their game. Once this is accomplished, you must be able and ready to provide this needed service. Of course, you don't like to see an unhappy customer, so give him assurance that you can help him. This is important to remember because many golfers depend on your advice. Now, there are many different kinds of rubber grips to choose from. This is another point where your professional advice will come into play. However, no matter which grip you choose for your customer, they are all installed the same way. Stop. As in any service, there are materials needed in order to do the job correctly. When installing rubber grips, you will need the following materials: a sharp knife, such as a butcher knife, a solvent, such as lighter fluid or gasoline, double-sided tape, an old rag, and the new grip to be installed. It is important that you keep all of these materials in stock in order to complete the job quickly. The first step is to remove the old grip. Begin by cutting the grip from the bottom up. Use caution when working with a knife. Once the grip is cut, pull the remaining portion of the grip off with your hand. Once the main portion of the grip is removed, use the knife to scrape off any remaining old tape or grip particles left on the shaft. Now, using the solvent, which is generally lighter fluid, squirt a small amount over the shaft where the old group was removed. Be aware that you are working with a flammable liquid. Use caution at all times. Take the rag and wipe off any excess residue left from the old tape or grip. Now, with the shaft of the club clean, begin wrapping the shaft from the top using double-sided tape. It's easier to turn the club in your hand and let the tape wrap by itself. When you wrap the shaft to the length of the new grip to be installed, tear the tape off from the roll. The wrapping should not overlap, but more or less take on the appearance of a candy cane stripe. Next, starting from the top of the shaft, peel off the outer paper from the double-sided tape. This will now expose a sticky texture where the new grip will be applied. Now squirt a generous amount of solvent down into the grip. The solvent will activate the adhesive that is on the double-sided tape and will form a fast-drying glue. Also, squirt a generous amount of solvent on the tape. You must now begin working faster. You have activated the glue and it has now begun to dry. Working quickly, place the club on a firm surface, preferably a workbench or counter, and pour the remaining solvent that is in the grip onto the tape. The solvent glue mixture also provides lubrication for the grip when you begin sliding it onto the shaft. Quickly work the tip of the grip onto the end of the shaft. Always hold the club steady on the workbench with your other hand. Still working quickly, slide the grip all the way onto the shaft until the end of the shaft stops at the butt of the grip. Don't slow down yet. The glue is still setting. Place the club on the ground and align the grip down the center of the shaft. The grip can be adjusted for about 20 more seconds before the glue dries. Relax. Using your rag, wipe off any excess glue or solvent that is still on the shaft. If the glue is dried on the shaft, squirt solvent on it and wipe off the residue. Finally, place the finished club on a shelf to dry. Well, that's one sure way to put a smile on your customer's face. But always remember, provide the professional advice that your customers need. Keep the materials that are needed to regrip in stock at all times. Work fast, and always make sure the customer leaves with a smile. Oh, and don't forget part 2 of the series, Reshafting Golf Clubs.
Beautiful women, but they're
scantily
evil.
clad.
Well, we just don't go that far. They're not that. It's not that great,
some of
guys.
them are half nude, you know.
But no,
it's rated X for all
it's,
you old men
it's
out.
for all for everybody, and we're going to be doing it once again. I got to cover.
Just get off the air.
I don't know.
I feel like it.
He was on time.
We'll be doing this once again with KZEW Radio.
Oh, are we really?
Yes, we are.
Is that for sure?
Yes, absolutely.
We couldn't get
Positively.
KEGL, huh?
Well,
Nah,
would KOX do it?
No. Who would listen to the ads if we were in?
Shut up.
Who's going to be coming up there? Here we are in a suit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Go to
You know, Larry's very good on this show now. I mean,
Yeah.
he's come a long way. He
come
kind
a long
of muscled
way,
his
buddy.
way in here and just refuses to go away. But in one thing, he doesn't do well. He doesn't use that microphone.
I don't like it.
I
You
know.
got to get it up there, and
It
you know,
doesn't do the job.
It does not do the job.
you got to speak into it.
Get a grill.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, it's time now for trivia questions.
Well, it's about time.
It's time for the trivia questions, Randy said. So go ahead, Randy.
Now you're kind of overdoing it there, Larry.
Yeah, Larry, yeah.
All right. Okay. Trivia question time.
Okay, Randy, I'll talk in your microphone, okay?
Hey, watch it.
Let's take a look at last week's winner, shall we? You're right. We didn't have one last week.
I was looking there, we didn't have a sheet from last week.
Well, the question was, we only had one question last
We
week
didn't have a sheet?
because things were kind of. Okay. I'll let that one slide by.
I love it.
We had only one question. The question was, who was the all-time leading receiver for the Dallas Cowboys? It was a West Long question. And it was Drew Pearson.
Randy does it.
So, right, okay, here we go.
My nose itches.
3 questions tonight, 1 winner per household. Call the number on your screen right about now. There you go. Very good. Our director today is David Williams.
Hey,
He is
good
an
job,
intern
Dave.
from North Texas State University, and he's in debt to his mother for about $395. All right, 3 questions tonight.
There you go, Dave.
Are we ready?
Like those glasses, Dave.
A little inside humor once again.
Yes.
One winner per
Very
household.
inside.
Call right now, 221-6534. We don't know what we're giving away, but they're not MTV T-shirts.
We'll give you
Question number
something.
1. What did Superman always call Lois Lane?
Probably Lois Lane.
No, he called her something else. Superman always called Lois Lane something.
Well, I wanted to call her a few things in that movie. She was really...
Oh, no.
He called her Fox. Hey, Foxy. No, he didn't do that. I'm sorry.
crying
That was
over there?
funny.
No, I'm laughing to
He's
tears
laughing
here.
to tears. Alrighty, number 2.
Because the show's so bad.
So
Number
bad.
2. What is the name? What is Mary's last name that wants to meet Richard? No, that's not.
No, that's not the question.
This is question number 2. Here we go. Who blew Candlestick Park away on August 29th, 1966? What rock? I can't talk today. What rock band, famous rock band, completely blew Candlestick Park away on August 29th, 1966? That is so easy.
If you
All
don't know that one, I
And
would.
question number 3. What was Mr. Bill's dog's name?
Remember Mr.
Do
Bill?
Mr. Bill.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's very good. Mr. Bill was, of course, on Saturday Night Live, and it was always a little clay guy that was always getting killed and creamed and smashed and butchered.
Got it.
Good, clean fun
You
for
bet.
you, America.
That's right.
But he had a little dog that was always getting creamed and slaughtered and smashed and butchered right along with him.
Yeah, what was his name?
Those questions, once again, what did Superman always call Lois Lane? Who blew Candlestick Park away on August 29th, 1966? And what was Mr. Bill's dog's name? You can win one,
Make sure
remember,
you-
one per household. And if you won last week, you can't win this week. But of course, we didn't have a winner last week, so everyone is eligible.
Sure.
That means even Keith Smiley.
Even Keith
Good
Smiley?
old Keith Smiley, our buddy.
Whatever happened to Diane Plunkett?
You know,
I wondered
don't
about
know.
that. She just disappeared.
We have asked Diane to call in and tell us what's been going on, but she hasn't. We don't know what's.
I hope she's okay.
What's what?
Sure she is.
Gee, I worry about
She's
you
all right.
fans.
Yeah, Diane, we're a little concerned about you there.
Nancy
Yeah,
Milner.
only
Nancy Milner never watches anymore either.
I see her. I go down the road and she's out there sitting in the driveway.
I'll tell you, old Nancy, she's fickle. She was a big fan there for a while. She was coming up here to the studio and all this good stuff.
She
And
was
then
wanting to write our scripts for us and everything.
I know.
And now, she doesn't even call.
I know. Well, guys, I guess it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin once more. Be sure, remember, once again, watch PM Magazine this coming Tuesday, the 14th at 4:30, and you'll see us.
Us, just like you're seeing us right now.
Right now.
Doing the stupidest, ridiculous stuff in the world.
I wonder if he's going to put in any of the serious stuff he asked us, like, is it true that comedians are actually the saddest people on earth?
Well, I hope not. Because that was terrible.
That was a dumb question.
Yeah.
I think y'all did very good that day.
We did. We
Thank
did. We
you
were
very
great. Okay. Time to say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Peggy.
Bye, Penny.
Kevin Kirk will be the batter. As they say, ducks on the pond.
They was determined, was he making the motion towards third base when the ball was pitched, or they would have been a dead ball and he would have had to go back to second.
Runner's going to second. There's a grounder to second. It gets by into right field. 1 run is in. Damon Pollard was up with it, and it's a RBI single for Kevin Kirk, so Kevin helps his own cause there. Randy Good comes in to score. Marchant goes all the way from first to third as the hit and run was on for Randy Sports Center.
Give credit to Marchant running on that play, Wes. He ran right in front of the second base when the ball was just about to get there, and it caused that just a little bit of distraction for the run to score.
Roger Beam now the batter. Again, runners at the corners. Here's the pitch. A ball. No throw. Kirk is in at second with the stolen base, so the team from Randy's Sports Center here in Louisville is putting together quite a bit of running. Coach Fred Marchant down at third base is the head coach manager for Randy's Sports Center, and their record on the year was 14-1, and with a record like that, speaks for itself.
Well, they're playing their type of ball game.
There's a fastball down low and outside. Two and 0 the count. Marchant at third, Kirk down at second base. Here's a pitch to Beam rather, fouled off to the right side. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bobby Hill waiting on deck.
Beam just got around late to that pitch. With Wheeler's fastball, most of the batters will get around late.
Mike Grimes, the home plate umpire, asked for some new baseballs. Mike Wheeler will doctor it up out there. Way outside and high. The runner's coming to the plate. Fakes down the line. Good quick cover by Mike Wheeler. He was there in a hurry, so the run will not score. The count does go to 3-1 on Beam, though.
It was a good effort on Wheeler, the catcher Wheeler. The pitcher, he was trying to throw a curveball, it just never broke. But good effort on the catcher.
Richie Marchant came halfway down the line and retreated back to first when he saw big Mike Wheeler come to the plate so quickly. There's a grounder to third. That big throw to first. They got him. Nice play. Steve Salzman with the quick throw scored that 5-3 for the put-out runner's hold. 2 outs now. Bobby Hill will be the batter.
That was a good fielding play by Salesman. It could have went foul, but he took it in fair territory and threw the runner out.
Fred, the Randy Sports Center here has 4 players that played on last year's state championship team with Dr. B.R. Kinnemer Family Dentistry, along with our Bubba Grimes sitting here at the table with us tonight when they went undefeated last year and went all the way through state competition and won the state championship in the sophomore division. So a lot of good young talent on this Randy Sports Center team that they can look forward to for the next year.
Well, most of the team is made up of 15-year-olds. It's a very young team, but they do have the experienced 16-year-olds in the right position.
Again, a blazing fastball up high. 2 balls, no strikes.
Wheeler's fastball, West, just moving all over the plate area. He hadn't found a definite strike zone yet.
Again up high. 3 balls, no strikes. Tim Feeney waiting on deck. It's tied up at 1, bottom half of inning number 1. 2 outs, 2 on. And Mike Wheeler down 3-0 in the count to Bobby Hill, a very dangerous hitter for Louisville. There's a strike, good pitch.
Nice pitch right down the center. Of course, on a 3-0 count, you're definitely going to look at that one.
Let's see what Fred Marchant does with his runners here. Over the middle, a shorter pitcher would not have had that one. Wheeler got way up in there, got it over to first in time. 1-3 for the putout. But Randy Sports Center comes up with a run.
Denton VFW 1, Randy from Louisville 1.
Looks like they come with a run with 1 hit. They left 2 men on, and the score is tied 1-1. Well, Wes, you want to get back to what we was talking about a while ago in Dave Campbell's football magazine?
Why not, Fred?
Okay. We touched on the fact that Louisville's offense is going to be revamped and everything. Let's get on the defensive side, Wes. They did lose some valuable players.
Such as?
Ben Dennison, one thing, linebacker.
They also lost Logan Ferguson up front, a key position at nose guard. Logan played very well. And the Farmers will have their work cut out for them. Coach Wilson, though, always seems to come up with the aces in the hole to find a way to put it together and win some ball games. And I'm sure he'll do the same thing this year. We'll run down the list of the picks by Dave Campbell coming up in the next inning. Due up for Denton's VFW, Chris Hander, Steve Saltzman, and Mike Cullum to face Kevin Kirk. Here's a pitch, curveball of beauty.
Oh, Wes, that thing just broke perfect. Looked like it was going to go up around his neck and it dropped around his waist.
Kirk from the wind comes to the plate, low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, Saltzman on deck. The lights have been turned on here as the sun begins to fade into the west. Curveball in there again. Nice pitch from Kirk.
Well, Kirk's curveball seems to be coming over just a little bit better than it was in the first inning. He seems to got his control down pat.
Right now it's curving across a plate, and where the catcher's catching it, it looks like it might be low, but when it crosses a plate, it's not. There's one that hits a light cover up on the right side, and no damage done, and it's still 1 ball, 2 strike count. Hander just a little bit behind on Kevin Kirk fastball, as not many people can get out in front of his fastball.
Off speed pitch misses.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch just outside, ball 3. Count is full up now on Handor. Kevin Kirk recorded 2 strikeouts in the first inning.
Handor looked like he was going to go for it, but held up just in the last minute.
Liner deep to left. That's got a chance. It is gone. A home run for Chris Handor. He got all of that Kevin Kirk fastball.
Kevin Kirk threw it right over the middle. It was a full count. He knew he had to throw a strike. He definitely threw a strike, and Handor hit it over the left field fence.
Handor is a pickup player for VFW, and a very valuable one, as he has given them the lead here in the early goings of this ball game.
Great acquisition for Denton, Wes. It paid off.
Yes, it did. Later on in the broadcast, we'll be talking with our new general manager of Group W Cable, Mr. Robin Troop, a big Kentucky football, basketball, and baseball fan who has just joined us here at the...
That's right, Row Cats.
joined us here in the plush booth at the Louisville.
A definite Wildcatter, Wes.
The batter is Steve Saltzman, nobody out. Kirk just gave up the home run. It'll be interesting to see how he comes back off of that. There's a chopper right out in front of the plate. Kirk going to have to hurry the throw to first. In time, nice play. 1-3 for the putout.
Wes, he came right back with the fastball right down the middle, so he's not undaunted about that home run.
Kevin Kirk this year pitched 2 no-hitters. No-hitters. Not 1-hitters, not 2-hitters, but no-hitters. Kevin Kirk pitched a pair of those this year, so he has the ability to blow people away. There's a ball inside, comes back to the screen right in front of the fight doctor. 1 ball, no strikes. Fred, you thought you'd almost live that name down, didn't you?
No, I never thought I'd never live that name down. I knew it was going to stay with me the rest of my life.
Louisville's missed you, Fred. I'm sure they have.
Well, I've missed Louisville.
Mike Cullum is at the plate right now. Damon Pollard on deck. Ooh, high and tight there. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-1. VFW from Denton leads it on a home run off the bat of Chris Handor that went out at about 320 feet. There's a curveball in there. 2 balls, 1 strike through the 2-0 curve there, Fred.
Well, he's not scared to throw that curve with no strikes, and that shows a sign of a good pitcher.
He's had excellent control of that curve since early in the first inning. There's a fastball down low, but that's a pitch he has not been able to control to his liking. The fastball has escaped Kevin Kirk here in the early going. He's keeping them high or low, but not in the strike zone. There's one up high again, ball 4. So the second walk of the game given up by Kevin Kirk. Damon Pollard will be the batter, with the leadoff batter, Tim Tadlock, who scored the other run for VFW, waiting on deck.
Well, getting back to the home run, Wes, 325 for these people seems not very far, but you consider that fence is about 10 feet high. They'd have to really just get onto the ball if they're going to knock it over.
It's 325 to straightaway center, 300 down the left field line, and 320 down the right field line. Curveball in there, had Pollard ducking on that one and brought it right down and in. Strike 1. Pollard, another pickup player for VFW.
That ball looked like it was going to go over Pollard's head and just dropped right into the glove.
Pollard made a nice defensive play in the first inning, cutting down a run and holding him at third. There's a swing and a miss by Pollard. No balls, 2 strikes. Kirk way out in front. You might look for a sneaky fastball on the inside this time. Kirk, a good spot pitcher. He can hit any spot on that plate.
Well, he's a control-type pitcher. He's not a strikeout pitcher, but he's a good control pitcher.
Curveball throws him down in the dirt this time. The runner at first holding. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He could catch Pollard looking on a nice off-speed pitch. That would work. His off-speed has been working very good.
Nice crowd out here this evening on a beautiful night. Here's Kirk's pitch. Curveball again stays up high. He was disgusted with that pitch. He knew he didn't have that one in there as soon as he threw it.
Exactly. You could tell by the look on his face as soon as he released the ball, he knew that one wasn't going to go in for a strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Top of inning number 2. Damon Pollard awaiting the pitch. Kirk comes to the plate in the dirt, gets by. Runner's going to second. There will be no throw from Jeff Bird.
Released too low, Wes, on that fastball. His head was down and just released real low, and then in effect the ball would hit in the dirt.
So that's the second wild pitch of the game for Kevin Kirk. And Cullum is down at second. This is basically what happened in the first inning. He walks him, had him 0-2 and walked him. 2 walks in a row, and Kevin Kirk has his catcher, Jeff Bird, come out and chat with him just for a second.
Well, Wes, maybe that home run kind of rattled him just a little bit, because he really hadn't been the same ever since he gave up the home run.
Tim Tadlock, the leadoff batter, he walked and scored his first time at bat. He has that back elbow way up there. Curveball drops in.
Kirk throwing the curveball again. That seems to be the pitch that he's been throwing most often. His fastball hadn't seemed to be hitting the strike zone very well.
2 on 2 walks. Fastball inside. They may have a play at third. There's a throw, not in time. So again, a wild pitch, and runners now at second and third. Kevin Kirk is just a little disgusted with himself right now.
Well, Wes, I think Bird could have had an excellent opportunity to put the guy out, but he kind of hesitated just a little bit, which caused the runner to be safe.
Second and third, 1 out, 1-1 count on the batter. Curveball drops in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wilmoth Wright waiting on deck.
Well, Kevin is really relying on that curveball to get in, Wes. He's been it's 3 straight curveballs he's thrown.
Here's the 1 and the 2-1 pitch. Good one, just misses inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Coach Fred marching down the first base line, wondering and hoping that Kevin Kirk can throw a big strike here. Liner to third, nice play. That throw to first for the out. The run does score, but a beautiful play at third base by Randy Good. Nice diving stop.
An excellent play by Randy Good. That ball was hit hard enough into the gap that could have been a base hit for anything else, but Randy Good made a nice diving catch, made the play he had to play and throw it over the first, but a run did score.
3-1 now. VFW leads it, 2 outs, and Kirk will come to right. Damon Pollard down at second. Kirk comes to the plate, fastball in there at the letters. No balls and a strike.
Good hard fastball right there at the letters in the inside corner, Wes. It's what Kevin needed.
Checks a runner at second, comes to the plate, curveball, foul at the plate. So again, Kevin Kirk out in front, no balls, 2 strikes.
What he's doing now, Wes, he's mixing up his pitches. He's not throwing straight curveballs all the time. He's mixing his pitches, throwing a fastball, then a curveball. That's the way you're supposed to work.
0-2 pitch. Fastball right back to Kirk. Makes a play to first, and that will do it. But in the inning, they score 2 runs. Leading off the inning, Chris Handor with the big home run. And after 1.5 innings of play, it's Denton 3 and Louisville 1, Fred. Right now, I guess Fred wants to go back to talking about his favorite subject, football.
If you want to, you know, I don't care.
But it is coming up pretty soon here. The Farmers will begin their fall two-a-days coming up in mid-August.
Remember those, Wes?
Those, I'd like to forget them if I could.
I like to too, but I can't. Sometimes I have nightmares about those. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this football season. It's going to be a real test for Louisville. They really did lose a lot of players, but it's going to be fun to watch what Louisville does. Also, Wes, they picked a 4th place, Richardson, which did have a phenomenal year last year.
It's a phenomenal.
Yeah.
Run down first to 8th, would you?
Oh, sure thing, Wes. Well, what they said here, Traditional Power Plano has got 1st place, Berkner Rams 2nd, Louisville 3rd, Richardson 4th, Lake Highlands 5th, J.J. Pierce is 6th, Greenville is 7th, Plano East is 8th.
We'll talk more about that as next inning rolls around. And,
yes, sir.
Fred Patterson, of course, will have more for you. Mike Pockris, Jeff Bird, and leadoff hitter Randy Donald do up for Randy Sports Center here in the inning. They trail now by a score of 3-1, and Mike Wheeler throws a big strike.
Fastball right at the letters, Wes, inside corner.
He has that big 2-run lead. The jitters should be finished by now. He's got an inning under his belt, and he looks a little more confident out there right now. Curveball, strike 2.
He's a lot more loose. You can tell the way that big old tall pitcher is. You can see how just loose he's out there on the mound and just throwing strikes. And it's evidently 2 straight pitches, 2 straight strikes.
There's a breaking ball that stays up high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, definitely just a waste pitch, Wes.
Infield and outfield playing him straight away. Fastball outside and high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pockris. Excuse me, Tim Feeney, I'm sorry. Feeney is a batter. That's my scorekeeping again, Fred. I tell you what, I haven't learned that since last year.
You get the hang of it.
2-2 count, fouled off the catcher's mask. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mike Pockris is on deck. I look out there and I see Feeney written on the back of his shirt, and I still call him Pockris, so I don't know what the problem is here today.
You're going to need to go to an eye doctor, Wes.
Yeah. Need glasses.
Yeah.
Mike Wheeler with the count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Feeney steps out. Damon Pollard playing just a little bit over into left center field.
They're giving him the right center gap to hit in, Wes.
Curveball stays up high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Denton wanted that strike.
That looked nice. But Wes, the Hay determined strike is when it crosses the plate, not where it lands.
That's exactly what Mike Grimes saw on that pitch.
Exactly.
Fastball line down the right field line, foul. That one kept curving and curving, just about 15 feet foul. It ended up down the right field line, so he has new life at 3-2. Tell you what, our cameraman down that first base line is in a dangerous position tonight. He's had a lot of balls coming his way.
Yeah. Oh, Mark Henderson's got a lot of guts out there. He'll stay in then.
Mark, a former soccer player under Gino Rostevsky up at Louisville High School. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Liner up the middle. Second baseman over. He slides into first safely. Good hustle by Tim Feeney. Beautiful hustle.
Feeney did not give up on that play. It could have been a nice routine throw out for the second baseman, but he kind of bobbled the ball just a little bit. That little inch right there gave Feeney safe at first.
Feeney, beautiful hustle down the line. He gets his lead, throw over there. Feeney is back. Mike Pockris is now the batter. Mike playing right field tonight. There's a fastball low and outside. Feeney will take second base. And that's got to be scored a pass ball because he had his glove on it on that time.
That pitch was definitely right in there. The catcher should have that one. A pass ball.
Kendall Lynn, a Louisville Farmer first baseman, is coaching first base today for Randy Sports Center. Swung on a miss. Pockris with a big cut at that one.
And also, Wes, he did play for Randy Sports Center last year.
Good point. Infield playing right up the middle. Big gap between second and first base right now.
Well, they're playing the runner on second base, Wes, and that's why the reason why the second baseman and the shortstop are moved that way. But a little hit between either first or second or short and third will get a nice base hit.
Bunt and run on. There's a throw into left field. It hits the third base umpire, Boyd Burris, but the run will score. That would have been well into left field. He would have scored anyway, but Boyd Burris just not quite quick enough to get out of the way of that one.
Yes, Wes, I couldn't understand it. The third baseman wasn't on third base. He was in front of it. He probably couldn't judge his distance where the base was. Well, anyway,
he had to come up for that one. Pockris squared the bunt there, Fred, and he had to come up anticipating the bunt, and then he got the throw down and could not make the play. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Well, which was the throw was bad anyway.
Yeah, scored a stolen base and an error on the catcher there to allow Tim Feeney to come around to score. So it's now a 3-2 ball game. Swung on a miss. Pockris goes down on strikes. That's the first strikeout of the game for Big Mike Wheeler.
That'll bring up the next batter, the catcher, number 10, Jeff Bird.
So Randy Sports Center is keeping in time with Denton. They're keep fighting, scoring runs, and only now the runs lead is cut to 1, 3-2, with Bird the catcher up the plate.
Hard grounder to short. Handor up with it, over to Mike Nussbaum for the second out. Nussbaum thinks there's 3, there's only 2, so he takes his hat off, takes a bow, and throws the ball back to the pitcher.
He just got caught up in the action, didn't know how many outs there was.
We'll go back to the top of the order now. Randy Donald. Randy walked his first time and was forced out on the fielder's choice by Randy Good. Curveball, beautiful pitch from Wheeler.
That pitch looked like it just stood there in front of Donald for a couple of seconds, then dropped in the catcher's mitt.
Fred, it is nice and cool outside. I can actually say it's cool out here tonight.
Really?
I don't mean that kind of cool, Fred. I mean,
know that.
As in nice.
It's a little break in the weather.
Almost sweater weather.
Yeah, it's a little break in the weather what we've been having lately.
Bubba Grimes is out here in a cut-off shirt, though, so we know it can't be too cold.
Just a nice time just to sit on top of the car and just watch things go by, right?
That's exactly
Or come out
right.
here and watch baseball.
Let's play too, as Ernie would say.
Former Cub.
Randy Good waiting on deck. He scored the first run of the ball game for Randy Sports Center. Wheeler has a sign he wants, comes to the plate. Fastball swung on a miss. Donald was nowhere near that pitch.
That pitch was outside and high, and Donald took a cut at it and missed it by a mile.
But they score a run on a hit.
After 2 complete innings of play, Denton VFW 3.
An error in the inning, and the score after 2 complete, 3-2 in favor of Denton. Well, Fred, as you know, the Summer Olympics in Los Angeles have begun, the 23rd Olympiad.
Yes.
And the Americans are off to a rousing start.
Exactly, Wes. At one point, I think they've won how many gold medals out of possible with Vince has been happening?
Well, they won 6 yesterday, along with 3 silvers, I believe.
Yeah, 6 out of 9.
And the incredible thing about it was last night, I don't know if you had a chance to watch it, but the American gymnastics team, the men's gymnastic team, kept up with the Chinese team, the People's Republic of China, and they were not expected to do so. And if America can come through with the gold or silver there, that would really increase the chances of the Americans just dominating these Olympics.
But didn't one American gymnast score a perfect 10?
2 Americans scored perfect 10s.
Gosh.
One scored it on the Palmer horse,
and in the parallel
and
bars.
one in the parallel bar, the high bar, as they call it.
Well, notice one thing. Give China credit. This is their first Olympics. It's 1952. So
they're not only proud to be here, proud to be in first, but they're just proud to be here.
Give China credit. Of course, they got blown away by the basketball team.
The Americans did do a number on the Chinese in basketball yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
A 48-point win led by Wyman Tisdale and the crew, Michael Jordan,
Perkins,
and Alvin Robertson, and Joe Klein, and John Concat. Good team there. Here's a pitch from Kevin Kirk, up high for ball 1. Chris Wheeler is the batter. Waiting on deck, Mike Nussbaum, followed by Mike Wheeler, the pitcher. 1-0 pitch, liner, foul down the right field line.
A lot of batters are swinging late. To no avail.
Set the infield and outfield once again for the Louisville Randy Sports Center. Randy Donald in left, Roger Beam in center, Mike Pockris in right. Randy Good, Tim Feeney, Bobby Hill, and Richie marching across the infield. Jeff Bird is the catcher. Kevin Kirk on the mound. Record of 9-0 for Randy Sports Center. Throws that one through the backstop almost. 2 balls and a strike now on Chris Wheeler.
I'm proud of you, Wes. You said that all in one breath.
Now I had to take a drink of my beverage.
Complimentary Coke.
The Louisville Baseball Association, again this year, has put together quite a staff of its board members. Again, I'd like to thank them very much for allowing us to bring you this ball game and for supplying us with the lineups and everything and a place to park our truck. And also like to thank them personally for letting me coach in the league this year.
I was fixing to say that. Yeah, you did coach in this league. Yeah, I kind of helped you out a little bit. These people around here in Louisville, the board members, are just excellent. They really treat you nice.
3-2 count here to Chris Wheeler. Fouled into the glove of Jeff Bird, hung on to nicely. So Kevin records strikeout number 3 on the ball game, and he'll face Mike Nussbaum.
Now, Wes, in the book, it'll go as a strikeout for Kevin Kirk. It should go an assist for Bird also. He made a excellent catch on that.
Mike Nussbaum is a batter. He had a single with an RBI to start off the ball game in the first inning. He's batting from the left side again. Got as far as second base last inning. Or in the first inning, rather. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Mike Wheeler waiting on deck. Top of the third, we play. Louisville trails 3-2 to Denton VFW. One 1-0 pitch, fouled back to the screen, N, not M.
Slap your face, Wes. Get it out.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Liner back to Kirk. Good fielding play. Kirk over to first. 2 quickly gone. And Kevin Kirk has shown that he is just as good in the field as he is on the mound.
Just like every day, he just took the ball, nice little catch, and threw it over the first. Brings up the, as it says on his jersey, big wheel.
Mike Wheeler, the pitcher. Curveball stays up high. Kirk wanted that one.
A little bit.
1 ball, no strike. Excuse me, Fred.
That's all right. You put a little bit more on that one, it would have been a strike.
Kevin Kirk gets one he wants and comes to the plate. Curveball fouled at the plate. Wheeler stayed with that one all the way.
It's a very difficult pitch to hit, Wes, a curveball.
A very difficult pitch to teach somebody, too.
I never knew how to throw it.
Kevin Kirk seems to have mastered it, and I'm sure that's a liner down the left field line. Mike Wheeler, let's see if they can hold him to a single. Donald up with it, and they do hold him to a single. Nice play in left field by Randy Donald. He got over there real quick and got the ball back in.
Number 6, Chris Hanover.
Well, Wheeler hit the ball exactly where he should have, right in that gap between the third baseman. He was playing a little bit over towards the shortstop area, but the ball hit right smack down the line, but good backup by Donald.
Chris Handor had a home run his first time at bat as a batter. Hit one deep off Kevin Kirk. Throw over to first just to keep Wheeler close.
Don't you know Kirk is thinking about that too?
We'll see if he throws him any fastballs at all this time. He'll probably come right in with it the first pitch.
I would too.
Curveball in there, the throw to second to the shortstop side of the bag, and a stolen base for Mike Wheeler. The pitch was a strike on a good curveball from Kirk.
The throw would have been a little bit accurate by the catcher. It could have had a chance of putting the guy out.
You want to be with us over the next couple of weeks, as we'll be bringing you several games from the Louisville Baseball Association, as next week the sophomore tournament starts up.
I'm glad we're doing these games.
I'm glad you're glad, Fred.
Thanks, Wes.
Makes my heart go pitter-pat. Here's a pitch from Kevin Kirk. Swung on a miss. Good off-speed fastball there. I guess you can't call it an off-speed fastball. Took something off the fastball.
Just say, Wes, it was a straight fastball, and Hanner was going towards the fence on that one, too.
Sauceman waiting on deck. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Jeff Bird makes the tag. Kevin Kirk records strikeout number 4 on the ball game, and that was a big one.
Don't you know that makes him feel good after giving him up first time at bat a home run and then striking him out the next time?
Don't you know?
Yeah.
No runs. There was 1 hit on the Mike Williams liner down the line. No errors and 1 left.
2 1/2 innings of play.
3-2 the score after 2.5 innings.
If you sign up and pay your money to play baseball, you should play baseball.
Williams pitch to Randy Good, stays up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Randy Good scored the first run of the game. He reached base on a fielder's choice, went to second on a wild pitch, and scored on the RBI single by Kevin Kirk.
This is a good opportunity, West, for Randy Sports Center to take advantage and score some runs here.
There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch from Wheeler.
That was a very difficult pitch to hit. It was right in the inside corner, right at his armpits. Best Good would only thing he would have probably done was about a bat handle it.
Here's the pitch. Beat foul at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Waiting on deck is Richie Marchant, a farmer and a member of Randy's Sports Center. Here's a wind and the pitch. Curveball lined over short into left field for a base hit.
Randy Good hit that hit that curveball just when it was about to break and blooped over the shortstop for a base hit. That was a good instruction how to hit a curveball, Wes.
Waited and waited and waited, and then just barely poked it over the shortstop. Chris Hander into left field. Damon Pollard cut it off. Wheeler steps off the mound. Looks Randy Good back to first base. Marchant reaches base via the walk in inning number 1. There's a fastball up high for ball 1. The sun is down. The lights are on here at Lake Park. There's a high fly ball into center field. That's going deep. Pollard goes almost back to the fence. Gets it in. Good. Goes back to second. And Pollard went way back for that one as the wind just kept pushing that high fly ball back towards the fence.
And one of the amazing thing about it, Wes, Pollard turned his back towards the ball, and that is a no-no for an outfielder to do, but he had enough speed, enough agility to catch the ball. That was just a great job.
Pickoff play at first, not in time. Good, back safely. Kevin Kirk now at the plate. He had the RBI single back in the first inning, then stole second and was stranded there. Another throw to first.
Wheeler's got a big motion over to first base.
Coach Fred Marchant gives Kirk the signs. Wheeler comes to the plate. Ball 1. It doesn't look like Wheeler's coming to a complete set out there on the mound.
They could call, umpires could call a balk on that. You have to come to a complete stop on your stretch motion.
Throw to first, not in time. Keith Newberry down at first base making the call for the umpiring crew here tonight, and a very fine umpiring crew it is.
Not a bad call yet.
Fastball way up high. The runner's going. There's a throw. Good throw, but not in time. Good speed by Randy Good.
Throw was just a little bit off, a little bit high, Wes. Caught Wheeler by surprise.
Kirk in with a 2-0 count. This is a hitter's pitch right here, the 2-ball, no-strike pitch. Williams better be careful. Wheeler better be careful not to groove one. He got a low strike at the knees. Kirk went fishing on that one.
Looked like it was just a little bit inside. Kirk took a step back, thought he could hit it, missed it.
There's a grounder to short. Gets through into left field for a base hit. Let's see if they send Good. No, they'll hold him at third. So again, Kevin Kirk comes up with another single. He's 2 for 2. Runners at the corners now, 1 out for Roger Beam.
Well, it's going to be counted as a base hit, but give a mental error for Hanor. He thought he had it, took his eye off of it, and he noticed that the ball was out in left field.
Looked like he had time to go over and get in front of it, but instead he chose to make the backhanded stab and didn't come up with it.
Kind of hot dog it.
Going from the wind is Wheeler. He steps off. They've got the runner picked off between first and second. There's a throw. They nailed him. So Kevin Kirk was caught leaning that time, and
strange, Wes. The runner on third didn't even make an effort to even go home.
Score that 1-4 for the putout. Nice pickoff play there for VFW from Denton. Now there's 2 outs, and Roger Beam has a little added pressure now to get that run across. He pops it straight up behind the plate, and he can't make the play. Nice effort. Nice effort there by Chris Wheeler, but he could not make the play.
Wind kind of took it over towards our side and then it brought it back towards the playing field and caught Wheeler off balance a little bit, but almost a good effort for him. He almost made the catch.
Mike Grimes showing his speed behind the plate that time, getting out of the way of the catcher, Chris Wheeler.
Those umpires, they got it hard.
Roger Beam, 0-1, swing and a miss. It was in the catcher's mitt before he got the bat around that time.
He never was set, Wes. The batter was never set.
Bobby Hill waiting on deck if Beam can give him the chance. 2 outs. We play in the bottom half of inning number 3. Louisville trails 3-2 to Denton.
This is a waste pitch, Wes. 0-2, he can do anything he wants to with it.
Inside. Looked like that tailed off towards the batter that time.
He's still way ahead of him, Wes. 1-2 with 2 outs. That second out's gonna loom very well with Randy Sportsman.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Curveball stays up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Louisville dugout cheering for a walk here, or at least a base hit.
Well, Wes, their spirits are not down. It's early part of the ball game. And they're only trailing by 1 run.
See what happens. Beam stepped out. Wheeler went ahead and came to the plate.
He was already in his motion when Beam stepped out. And to throw the ball here, he'd have to fall off the mound.
3-2 count now. That's full up on Roger Beam. Fred, I just figured out what I missed a while ago when Kevin Kirk got picked off. Wheeler was going from the windup, and Kirk thought he could get a big jump. Wheeler simply stepped off the back of the mound, made the throw to second.
And, you know, it's one thing. There was a runner on third that didn't even make an attempt. He even tried to go home.
Ball 4, Beam's on via the walk, and that